So today we're looking at a laptop that doesn't try to compete in the ultra-premium space or chase high-end gaming performance. Instead, it focuses on something a lot more practical, everyday usability at a large scale. This is an HP 17.3-inch HD Plus laptop, running on a 13th Gen Intel Core i3 processor, paired with 16GB of RAM and a 256GB SSD. And the first thing that stands out here is obviously the display size. A 17.3-inch screen completely changes how you interact with your workflow. This isn't just a minor upgrade over smaller laptops, it feels like a different category of experience altogether. You immediately get more room for multitasking. Documents feel less cramped, spreadsheets become easier to manage, and even just browsing with multiple tabs open feels more natural. If you're coming from a smaller 14 or 15-inch device, this is one of those changes you notice instantly in daily use. Now performance is driven by the 13th Gen Intel Core i3. And while i3 used to be considered entry-level in the past, modern generations have become a lot more capable for general computing. For tasks like web browsing, online meetings, office applications, streaming content, and light productivity work, the system feels responsive and stable. It's not designed for heavy creative workloads or gaming, and it doesn't pretend to be. Instead, it focuses on handling everyday tasks without slowing you down. Where things get more interesting is the memory configuration. 16GB of RAM in this category makes a real difference. Multitasking becomes smoother, switching between applications feels faster, and you're less likely to run into performance slowdowns when you keep multiple programs open at the same time. That's especially useful for students, remote workers, or anyone who tends to run a browser, documents, and communication apps simultaneously. Storage comes in the form of a 256GB SSD, which brings fast boot times and quick system responsiveness. The machine powers on quickly, apps launch without noticeable delay, and overall system interaction feels modern. While storage space isn't massive, it's enough for essential files, applications, and cloud-based workflows that many users rely on today. Design-wise, the laptop stays simple and functional. There's no attempt to overstyle the device or make it look like a gaming machine. Instead, it leans toward a clean and practical approach. One of the standout usability features is the full-size keyboard with a numeric keypad. On a 17-inch device, this makes a lot of sense. Whether you're working on data entry, accounting tasks, or just prefer having dedicated number keys, it adds a layer of convenience that smaller laptops usually don't offer. The large display also plays a role in entertainment. Watching videos, streaming content, or even casual browsing feels more immersive simply because of the screen real estate. It's not about ultra-high resolution upgrades, it's about comfort and visibility. Thermally, the system stays relatively controlled under normal workloads. Since it's not pushing a high-end GPU, heat generation is manageable. Fan noise exists, but it stays in the background during regular usage, which keeps the experience consistent and distraction-free. Battery life is more of a practical compromise. This is not a laptop designed for long hours away from power. It's more suited for desk-based use where you can stay plugged in for most of the day, with the option to move it around when needed. So the real question is, who is this for? This setup makes the most sense for users who prioritize screen size and multitasking over portability. Students who want a large workspace for assignments, professionals working from home, or users upgrading from older systems who want something faster and smoother without jumping into higher price brackets. It's also a solid option for people who prefer having everything visible at once instead of constantly switching between windows on a smaller screen. However, if portability is your top priority, or you're looking for a lightweight machine for constant travel, this probably isn't the ideal fit. At its core, this laptop is about practicality. A large display, decent modern processing power, enough RAM for smooth multitasking, and fast SSD storage, all combined into a straightforward package that focuses on getting work done efficiently. It doesn't try to be flashy. It doesn't try to be a performance monster. It simply focuses on delivering a stable, comfortable, and productive everyday experience. And in a market where laptops often try to do too much at once, that kind of focused simplicity can actually be the most useful thing of all.